English scholars, it's Professor Harmon here. Happy week 3. I just want to apologize for not sending out a video earlier. It's been a very crazy and busy weekend, but it is Tuesday, so hopefully I'm not too late with just going over the agenda for the week and providing a summary of week 2 and introducing you and giving you a preview to week 3. Last week, just taking a look at our agenda, last week we actually delved into Gilman's Yellow Wallpaper. We read Wharton's, the other two, and we also got a little taste of Dreiser's Sister Carrie. You didn't have the entire story, but you got a chapter from Sister Carrie, which I think is just enough. All right, the point of week 2 is to really get an idea and a sense of the stories and the text and the literature that came from the realist time period and the naturalist time period. And I think you all agree, and I saw this on the discussion board, that a major commonality was that environment played a major role in many of the characters' lives. And that's for a reason, all right? When you look at commonalities in literature, you can really get a sense of the time period and the place within which it was written. So, for example, Dreiser really focuses on how the forces of the environment and heredity, play an influence on a character's life and on their circumstances. And then we take a look at Charlotte Perkins Gilman's piece, and you see how her physical environment, not just the setting or locale, but the bedroom, really played a suffocating effect on her physical and mental state, right? Then, as we delved into Wharton a little bit, we saw not necessarily a setting per se, but the culture, okay, and how class really affected a character's overall well-being. So notice the commonalities of not only suffocation, restriction among the female class, but also notice how social class plays a role, okay, in the characters' lives, and also how a physical setting, all right, environment, their upbringing, can really play a part in how they function in society. That was a crucial theme among these writers in the late 1800s. Okay, as we move into week 3, now we're looking at authors that were writing during the 1900s all the way to 1950s. Okay, so these are our modernist authors. Okay, this was a time period that was extremely tumultuous. All right, you have World War I going on, you have the Great Depression, you have World War II. So you have authors that are really going through a lot emotionally, mentally. They're drained. So these authors are using writing as a therapy, as a way to kind of get through this time period. All right. You'll notice though that some are playful. Okay, and what I mean by that is when you take a look at Gertrude's pieces, you will notice that in Tender Buttons, there's really not a meaning. Okay, so don't read Tender Buttons and say, what is this? What is going on? She's just talking about food and household objects. Okay, she's doing that because she's just trying to capture moments of consciousness. Okay, she's just describing things to be creative, to be soulful, to be artsy. It's her way of, it's her release. Okay, so don't sit there and say I have no idea what her purpose is here. She really didn't have one. Okay, I would say as you read The Making of Americans, take a look at how the protagonists and the families are portrayed. All right, and see if you see any commonalities as you move over to Sherwood Anderson and as you move over to Susan Glaspell. All right, because Gertrude Stein, you're going to have Making Americans it's a short story, it's prose. Okay, Susan Glaspell and Anderson's pieces, again, those are stories, so I think they're going to be a little bit easier. Notice in Anderson's Hands from Winesburg, Ohio, notice the serious tone. Notice how there's a really heaviness that surrounds the protagonist. Sherwood really wanted you to feel pity for the protagonist, and ask yourself why. Why does he want me to feel this way? Um, And as you take a look at Glass-Bell's trifles, you're really going to notice again the theme of gender roles. Okay, so take a look as you read Glass-Bell's piece. Ask yourself if you think women are empowered here. Do you think Glass-Bell is happy with the way in which females are, living every day in the early 1900s, or not? Okay, and then when you're feeling a little bit, I would say, I don't know, tired of reading the stories, delve into Robert Frost poetry. Okay, so we have various genders here. We have various types of text this week. Robert Frost poetry is totally different from the other short stories because it's poetry, number one, and two, he's just capturing rural life. That's all he's doing. He's detailing what he sees in rural life, New England. Which I think, I don't know what just happened. Which I think is pretty funny because he's from California, but his family actually moved to Massachusetts when he was younger. So that's why he portrays New England in its pure sense. So take your time this week with the readings. Make sure you post the discussion board by Friday, your initial post, and then your responses and your quiz will be due. Sorry, I think I lost you again. Will be due by Sunday. All right. Please, I'm on the discussion board all the time. I'm reading your posts. Make sure your posts are your own. All right. I've had a couple issues already with academic integrity. I really don't want to have to write a report to the dean that you plagiarized from a previous student's post or online. Okay. I know it's easy to do. It's flexible but again, Georgian Court takes academic integrity very seriously, and you're at the college level and you know the definition of plagiarism. So please, if you borrow anyone else's words or ideas, please make sure you cite it correctly. All right, thank you so much. Have a great week. Any issues, any concerns, any questions about the discussion board grading, just send me an email and we'll talk. Okay? Also, just know that I do drop the lowest quiz grade. So if you didn't do so great on week one's quiz, that's not a problem. Okay? I'll be dropping the lowest quiz grade. All right? Because I understand you really didn't know what to expect for the first quiz. All right? Any issues, like I said, feel free to call me or email me. Have a great week. Good luck, and I will see you in week 4. Bye-bye.